Doug Wylie with Police One. I'm here with Captain Travis Yates. Travis, one of the best writers, maybe the best writer on police driving, and you and I have talked a lot in the past about vision and the ability for an officer to see at night, particularly, what they're doing.
Yes, it's really something that we don't think about. You know, we really focus in on the vehicle condition and the vehicle maintenance and the skills of the driver, but really the most important asset that we have as law enforcement officers are our eyes. And so we are really concerned about, you know, staying in good physical condition and mental health, but if your eyes are not in the condition they need to be, it really can impact everything we do, and it especially impacts driving.
Right. And how would you say that officers should be looking at, pardon the pun, their eyes in the standpoint of driving particularly?
Well, I've suggested many times that we need to stay up on them as far as medically. Going to eye doctors, making sure that your night vision is what it should be, and your day vision is what it should be. Obviously, the older we get, the doctors tell us that your vision suffers. I've seen that personally myself. And we don't want it to get to a point where it's going to affect your driving. We know that the majority of traffic collisions, especially for law enforcement officers, occur at night. There's an easy reason for that. You don't see as well at night, and you don't have the visual acuity at night as you do during the daytime. You know, traveling at 60 miles an hour, you're traveling 88 feet a second. And if you're not intentionally looking down the roadway, looking through the intersections, looking far ahead, you know, things can really creep up on you. And so it's really a conscious effort to really look closely at things. You know, we sort of drive down the road, and everyone has sort of experienced this. You sort of fixate your eyes on something, and what happens, your car drifts towards that. We have many distractions in the car where our eyes can drift and look away, and it affects your driving. I think everybody watching this can identify with that. And what we have to do, because we're in a car so much, and because this is such a deadly phenomenon now with law enforcement, it's vehicle-related incidents, is we have to consciously know each night we go to work, we're going to pay attention to what our eyes are on. And that means when you're driving down the road, you don't just look over your hood, you're going to look 4 to 12 seconds ahead. What is way in front of you? Because what's going to hurt you isn't behind you or to the side of you, typically, it's in front of you. When you approach intersections, are you looking through the intersection? Are you looking and scanning right to left? And that's not something that you just do automatically. It's a trained you know, thing that we do. We have to tell ourselves, you know, scan, keep looking, keep your eyes moving. And if we can consciously do that for a few nights or a few days on shift, you can train yourself to do that all the time, and that is what we need to really focus on.
So you're taking the notion of scanning your environment and eliminating to an extent some of the distractions. You have to scan to the distractions as part of the job, but scanning out and looking ahead and having a cognizant effort toward looking at things as opposed to just sort of seeing things.
Yeah, I mean, it's human nature is we'll gaze at something and we'll keep looking at it. We're going to look down alleyways. We're going to have to look down at our radios. We're going to have to look at our MBTs, but we don't need to focus on that. You focus on what's ahead of you on the roadway. You focus on what's in those intersections. You don't focus on the distractions.
And there are some exercises you've talked about that you can do to help enable yourself with that ability.
I mean, this isn't something uncommon. Athletes do this all the time. You can do things like as a passenger when you're not driving. As a passenger, you can practice scanning. You can open your eyes, look at your environment, close your eyes briefly, open it back up, notice when something's moving. Train your eyes, so to speak, so when you're driving, you're automatically going to scan that roadway, you're automatically going to look down the roadway. So
that's something, if you are in a 2-officer car, you really should do that a couple of times at least, probably a shift, in order to give yourself the ability for when you're in a 1-officer car, it just becomes kind of second nature.
Yes, and we have to think about it. You know, these things don't come easily, but the eyes are the windows to our safety. It's what's going to keep us safe. If you don't see that gun, if you don't see that car, we can be seriously injured or killed, and so the eyes are of utmost importance.
With distractions probably being the cause of a lot of single-car officer accidents, and with the notion of the fact that those distractions are not going to go away, those are very good tools in many, many ways. You have to have the ability to use your eyes in a tactical way, basically, and use them with a purpose.
Absolutely.
Travis, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Thank you for having me.